Okay. Call the meeting to order. First thing we would have, item number 54. Item number 54 on agenda. Request for description of type of music. This is
Move approval.
Second.
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Weigel.
I know that when licensees fill out these applications, they ask for things like type of music and all that. Has anyone ever asked to change their type of music like this?
It's pretty respectful.
Yeah, that's pretty respectful. I mean, you usually put down something like top 40 or pop or country or something. Yeah, so I don't think I've ever
Seen it before.
Clerk's ever seen anybody, because it says you're supposed to request in writing if you're going to change it.
I can't recall.
I can't recall anybody ever having. So.
But somebody will paint the rules.
Well, it's one of those, you might be seen as a nitpicky rule,
Yeah.
you know, but we ask people on these applications to describe their business thoroughly. And
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 55. This is Macheki Piggly Wiggly. Change of air agent.
Move approval.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then we have for the, let's see, Cynthia Subcheck for the Steakhouse 100 for going on the street for a la carte.
Move approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Then we have number 57. This is various license.
Move approval.
Second.
Second to vote. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Then we have number 57A. This is on the supplemental agenda. This is the. Are these the same people that were there before? I just.
This is the gentleman that's been waiting for that location to open up.
Okay. Okay, came in front of us. And so. Do I have a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Second, Wago.
I move approval subject to necessary requirements.
Wait till I check that before you said that. Did that on purpose.
Sorry.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And then we have Tammy Dock for, let's see, June 24th, 25th, 9 o'clock on a Sunday. Is that normal? Closing time?
Usually it's even later, 10, isn't it?
Mr. Chair,
Alderman May.
I was going to ask the finish time on a Saturday, 11 p.m., and our noise ordinance is 10.
Thought we've always been 11 though.
I thought we allowed the carnivals to do that, but I don't recall allowing our bars to go to 11.
I think
We're outside of
we've,
that.
Alderman
Mr.
Wago.
Chair, I believe we've allowed the bar parties to be 11. I don't think it's been a problem. I mean, this location has residential right around it.
Next to it.
Yeah, literally, yeah. I guess that's a good point, you know. I mean, do we tell the band, I mean, what they're calling a karaoke contest? Tent food, outdoor
Yeah.
music. Is the music expected to stop at 10? I wouldn't think so.
I think it's, yeah, it's right to 11.
Yeah.
Well, you can allow the serving of alcohol till 11, but
I'd just say, do
require that the band or karaoke or whatever it is, it's can be
we need an
going
amendment?
over the loudspeakers.
Yeah.
Stop at 10.
It just says times of the event, so it doesn't really say what's.
Well, we could approve the event contingent upon them agreeing to stopping the music, karaoke, amplified music at 10 p.m. Is that an amendment?
Move it as amended. Is that your motion?
I'll make that amendment.
Second.
You're just going to make the motion.
I'm just making the amendment. Now we're going to vote on the amendment.
Right. Okay.
Well, we don't have a motion on the
Just
floor, though,
No,
so it would
no.
be motion as amended, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We skip right to it.
Yeah.
Motion as amended. Music stops at 10 p.m.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then we have,
So is that,
50.
Mr. Chair, if I could?
Go ahead.
Is that gonna be our new standard on these now?
We don't have to write it down, we just can say that.
I'm just
If
curious.
anybody comes to, now on music has to stop at 10. We don't need an ordinance on it.
No, I'm not asking for an ordinance, I'm just saying,
I mean,
Scott's already looking at you, so don't, we don't wanna go on it.
well,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, as a legal question though, I mean, our ordinances say at 10 o'clock you're supposed to quiet down. If we gave approval to them to go to 11, they could go past that ordinance, is that correct? So-
Getting this permit doesn't give them an excuse to violate
To
the
break the
noise
law.
ordinance,
Okay.
they still need to comply with it.
They're not
and you
giving
could-
permission to.
Right. Yeah,
So either way,
and you could still have the event and not violate the noise ordinance,
Mhm.
but having amplified music after 10 o'clock makes it much more likely you're gonna violate the noise ordinance.
especially with the neighbor right there, yeah.
Yeah, he's not calling me anymore. Okay, so then we have, Farmer's Wife again, they're a clam boil outdoor party on Saturday, May 13th.
Move approval,
Second.
subject to, if that's what it is.
Yeah. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? And then we have item number 60. This is, Farmer's Wife again for the food truck tour. Wednesday, the tour, okay, this would be as amended because the tour begins June 7th. And her application said May 31st. So this would be a motion as amended to June 7th.
And Mr. Chair, I think the clerk had some special notes on this, a number of them. This one may need to be held based on the details of the food truck tour still being worked out. Who will the organizers select for selling alcohol per contract? Does council want to limit that selection?
That's coming from the clerk's office?
Yeah. Is that you, Monica, that you had pointed this out?
Yes,
or-
that would be me.
Oh,
All
I'm
right.
there, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, there are some issue regarding color-coded wristbands, and I'm just the one passing this along. I don't know, maybe Monica, you can tell us what your concerns are?
Yeah, and Mr. Chair, I think that there is an update at this time after a meeting that the mayor and the health commissioner have had with, the licensee of the Farmer's Wife. And that's now starting June 7th. And is she going to be the only
Well,
vendor now?
Mr. Chair,
Fine.
You're gonna recognize this guy?
I was gonna say your name and
We
address.
recognize
Name
it.
and address, please.
This is what it feels
You
like.
generally ask the chairman, you should actually ask the chairman if you wanna speak before this.
Yeah,
is-
he did already.
I'm just waiting for somebody to read me rules about opening a bar. We met, and they're moving it back to early June just to get a better jump on the marketing. Now, we talked today, there is a limit of, is it 3 events per liquor license? Which you can obviously grant the farmer's wife to go over, or you can say she can be the provider for 3 of the events, and then she also has her clam bake or clam boil. And we could use probably reach out to other entities to have the liquor license for the events that are in July, August, September, if the committee so wishes. I mean, that's about it, right?
Mr. Chair?
Oh, wait.
Could we call the food truck tour, which is I assume every Wednesday?
No, it's 5 Wednesdays throughout the summer.
That's right, it's 5 Wednesdays. Could we call that a single event, just over multiple days? And that might cure that. I think we went through this before with a licensee that was doing that, running his same event on non-contiguous days, non-consecutive days. That might help with this, if it's preferred to have a single operator at that.
And one of his supporters is Beer Capital that he works with. So, I don't think the organizer of the events really has a strong feeling of. I mean, he's very big on using local entities wherever possible, and smaller local entities, which would be the channel for Beer Capital to distribute. If that's possible, I'm not sure.
There might be a solution on that.
you can do whatever you want. We've sort of jury-rigged this whole thing at Farmers Market. According to the, agenda, she's already on special permit application number 18 on the year, so.
Farmer's wife?
Yeah, that was for the clam boil, right?
Yeah.
That's not her. She hasn't had 18
Hasn't had 18
events.
I don't think she's.
Is,
No,
No,
it's just the
no.
ring system.
That's just total. That's all of
Not
them.
for her.
and year three
she
is,
hasn't had
is,
any.
is not a rock solid thing anyway. We
Oh.
already had in there that was subject to approval of the committee, so
Okay.
So
you
could
can
grant
go
her
over
6.
We could grant her
Um,
6. Well, and the license ends on July 1st anyway, so there'd be the
a new start.
yeah,
Right.
but eventually would carry over to next year too. So.
But I know from our discussions that the mayor and I had, we're still working out the details too of this food truck thing, and it was, is the guy planning on having a set vendor? The answer appears to be no. But are you gonna wanna stick with one bar that does it, or is somebody else gonna wanna get in on it? Those are gonna be policy issues that'll come to you. Somebody's gonna scream favoritism, then if you give it to all one bar, how come I can get my bar in there? So those are the things you're gonna likely hear if the first one's real successful.
First come, first served.
My understanding that this group was gonna run the whole thing.
They are, but they need a local merchant or a local liquor license to do the extension of premise to serve beer at the farmer's market, which is what we recently passed.
Right, okay.
So he's gonna be organizing porta potties, the food trucks, the entertainment, the kids' games.
How about obviously it's gonna be fenced off, so,
He's gonna work on those issues too, yeah.
okay, are all those issues gonna come back to us, or pretty much it's a,
If you'd like him
policy.
to, I mean, some type of an operation plan,
well, it's no different than the,
forks and corks.
Yeah.
right, and the church festivals and stuff, they have to do all that.
Yeah.
Do we have a ordinance, or is that just policy we do that?
Well, that was written into, I believe, what was recently passed by the council on the allowance of having events at the farmer's market
Right.
that serve beer or wine.
I mean, the fencing and stuff,
Fencing and wristbands or, yeah.
okay. Anybody else got any other questions?
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Wiley?
I'm just thinking it's cleaner if it's just one licensee per day of the event. Because if you're extending the licensee's premises to that location, then again, that licensee is responsible for the alcohol there. I think the notes from the clerk's office said, well, what if there was 2 licensees at the same time, and one of them served a minor, and they could, is that where the multicolored wristband idea came in, probably? Yeah, so, and I don't think it's gonna be that big a
She didn't
huge
respond.
party. Huge party.
He answered for me.
Oh, is that-
What was your answer?
Oh, is that? I said, geez,
That's
I
what
didn't
we
even see her
discussed.
lips move.
That's what we discussed. Yeah. We discussed
Yeah.
that, the
Yeah.
multicolor, if there's
Yeah.
more than one
Yeah,
individual.
multiple wristbands, one for.
And from
yeah.
what this sounds like, there's only gonna be one vendor. It's
Yeah,
gonna be more,
I don't think it's
more
gonna
food
support-
trucks and,
Yeah, business isn't gonna support,
yeah.
yeah.
And in terms of, Mr. Chair,
Uh,
and in terms of, is it fair to other bars and stuff like that? To me, it's a first come, first serve. I mean, this is the first application we've got.
And that, Mr. Chair, I know the organizer, Andrew, has been going around to places, he's talked to the cheese and sausage shop, he visited the farmer's wife and grabbed lunch, and that's how he got Robin Mastera on the first event. Now, I mean, I guess if you want to, I would hope that we could pass this one tonight, just because he's
Oh,
really
my God.
gearing up to start
Yeah.
marketing,
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons we're already backing it up a couple of weeks, was because he wants to do social media advertising and Journal Sentinel partnerships, and he's got a pretty big campaign to market these. He's also working with the city of Oak Creek, and
Right, at their place, yeah,
yeah.
I read that. Okay, Chief, do you have any questions on this at all?
No,
Okay.
we'll be there.
What color wristband?
On the clock or not on the clock? Oh, okay. You can come.
Okay, is there any further discussion on this issue? Okay, now it'd be, as amended, as far as the date goes. So do I
I
have a
move
mo-
approval as amended.
Second.
any further discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? And last but not least, we have Lynch's, outing we have every year,
Oh, they're till 10 o'clock.
and they're till 10 o'clock.
PM.
No.
Yeah,
Or, oh, yeah, we look at that every year. It's for the Liver Foundation. Yeah.
okay, so,
I'll move approval.
Second.
is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. That is it.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I just caught that.
Carries.